Welcome. In this video, we're going to teach you how to use the WordPress editor on our Fashion Passion. So let's get started. All right, from your desktop. Now, we always recommend using your desktop version to use the WordPress editor. It's just a lot more difficult if you try to do it in mobile. Now, I know some people can only do it in mobile. For them, I'll make another video later on, but I will tell you it's much more difficult. If at all possible, get some kind of desktop version or laptop to work on. Let's get started. Okay, for more, click on WP menu, and this is how you will access your WordPress editor. You'll see posts. Click on posts, all posts, and then click on add new. No, I'm not going to click on add new because I've already added this thing. So let's go to edit. And the title of my blog is going to be Fashion Evolution, Fashion Through the Years, 2023. I don't want to, I wanted a number in there, but because you should have a number in your title. You should also have a power word in your title. There's a list of Google power words. If you Google rank math power words, you can see an entire list. Once you have your title, if you change your title, you need to change your permalink, which is the street address or the internet address for your blog. It should be lowercase, and it needs to be lowercase, and it needs to have hyphens between each word. You can make your permalink shorter if you like. Just make sure it doesn't conflict with somebody else's permalink. And click OK, and your permalink is right. Now let's get rid of this. So I've pre-done my blog to expedite this training, and we're going to put it all in now for you. Okay, now we're going to cover some of the tools that you have here. And the first tool we're going to cover is right here. You see where it says paragraph. Let's talk about what this does. Okay. When between paragraphs, you should always have a header. H2, H3, H4, H5. The H numbers are to tell Google what is the importance of this particular header. H2s are more important than H3s, and so on and so forth. Now, when you highlight this particular, this is my keyword, by the way. You'll notice I have it in the title. I also have it in my first right away in my blog, and we'll also head it up here. When you click on this, you can make this an H1. Now, I never want you to make anything an H1 since your title defaults to your H1, and you're not supposed to have more than one H1 under SEO guidelines. So do not put it as an H1. You could put it as an H2 if you like, and that's what I'm going to do. Because it's probably the most important thing since it's my focus key phrase. All right. Now, now that I've done that and I've showed you how to use that, that's what this is for, okay? To add headings, or if, let's say I don't want this to be a heading, I can click on it and drop it back to a paragraph again, okay? So that's pretty simple. Then we have the B. Most of us know what this is for. It's to make something bold. Okay. If you don't want it to bold, highlight it, click it again. If you want it to be italic, just highlight it and click italic. Remove, click. These are bullet points if you want to put bullet points in. These are numbers. These are quotation marks. These are to shift text left, center, or right. This is for a link. Say I want to put a link to the Gilded Age. I can click this, and this little box will open up, and I put my link in here. But I'm going to show you how to do that in a little while anyways. This was insert read more tag. I don't recommend using it. This is to add more things that you'll need. And personally, I always do this. This is if you want to cross through. Okay, obviously you don't have to have that. This is if you want a line. This is if you want to change the color of your text. Let's say you want your text to be red. Boom, it's red. Okay, and you can change it back to, but let's say you want it to be blue. Now it's blue. Okay, so that's a thing that you have there. Paste as text, I don't do that. Clear formatting, I don't do that. Special character, sometimes you'll use these. You'll see all these, particularly for certain languages, you might require these particular things. This one's kind of cool. This one's very cool. All right, let's say you make a mistake, you misspelled a word, or you got rid of something you didn't want to get rid of. Okay, you hit this and accidentally, oh, I got rid of it. Well, you can click back, and there it is. So it's come back. Or you can go forward and get rid of it again, or click back and bring it back. So these are pretty cool things. And now let's go through what the other things are on the WordPress editor before we get in too deep. Okay, the first thing you're going to see in this right corner is require membership. Do not touch this. It defaults to what this does is it blocks non-members from reading the content of a page. I would remove it, but it's impossible to remove, so we're stuck with it there. I don't want you guys to touch it, but if you accidentally hit this, then Google can't index your page because it's going to get blocked out. People can't read your blog, so you've basically written a blog that no one will ever see unless they're a member of our Fashion Passion. So I would suggest you just leave it as none. Make sure none of these are filled in. Publish. All right, well, this is really what you're going to deal with later on. You'll notice that you can save as draft. You can preview it. You'll see a number here. This is the score for your SEO, submit for review, or move to trash. Now, you can't move to trash. We have an issue we're resolving at some point. Format. Leave this alone. Don't do anything with this one. Categories, same. You can put categories on there if you want, like if it's celebrity, fashion, bridal, whatever. Tags, post attributes, don't worry about. Light speed options, don't play with any of this. Again, I don't know why all of these things are in here, but they are. Post page counter stats is just going to tell you how many visits have been to your blog. So you can come back here and visit your blogs. And then down below here, you'll see featured image, and we'll get to that in a little while. So those are all the tools you have in your blog. And then down below the blog, you have this AIO SEO. Okay, your blog ends here, and then you go right into the all-in-one SEO. And that we're going to cover that as we go at the end of all of this, okay? So let's put together a blog on the WordPress editor. Okay, so again, Fashion Evolution, we want to make that an H2 because it's the most, this is my first header. I'm going to make this an H3, and I'm going to go pretty fast here, so bear with me. Okay, now to add images, up the top here you see add, this is where I want it to be. Add media, click on it, upload files, go to wherever you've got your file. Listen, do not drag and drop. I know a lot of people have been doing drag and drop. Do not do it. It's not the right way to enter your photos into this, so just do it the way I'm showing you. This is the proper way. Okay? So you put it here. Okay, so let's just, to expedite this, I'm going to go, because I actually have another post that's already done. And we'll go through here. Okay, so I've added my photo, as you saw, add media. Now let's do the alt text. And for the alt text type, you want to tell Google and anybody who might be handicapped what is in the photo. And the alt text should contain two things: what is in the photo and your keyword. Now my keyword is Fashion Evolution, so I put woman in Gilded Age dress. Actually, this is one of the Vanderbilts in a Gilded Age dress. But a woman in Gilded Age dress, Fashion Evolution. Okay, so that's good. And I've done that with all my photos all the way down. Now, down here, I've done something that I haven't done for you guys before. let's say you want to put in an embedded photo or an embedded part from Facebook or Instagram. You can now do that with this. And here's how you would do it. Okay, you want to embed your photo into the Millennium, okay? How you would do it is click here. Then over here in the right-hand corner, you're going to click text, okay? And you'll see that my cursor is flashing there. Now, let's say that I want to embed this photo. Let me go back here because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Okay, I want to embed this image into the blog. I would go to my Instagram and you're going to see here, embed, okay? Now, you can embed it by including the caption. I don't include the caption because that's all the comments and everything else are going to be in there. I just go like that. Copy embed code, go back to your blog. You'll see the cursor flashing there. Right click and click paste. Then go back to visual. And now there'll be two of them because I did that already. So and there is your embed. Now you can't see the picture or anything, but if you see this view your post on Instagram, it's correct. Okay? So now you've embedded a photo. Now at the very end, you've got your all-in-one SEO, and this is important because this is going to decide whether people are going to be able to see your blog or not. Okay? And the better the SEO, the more likely it's going to be able to be seen. Okay? So your default is, and the first thing you're going to see is your snippet preview. This is what people will see when they Google something, and this is what your blog is going to look like on Google. Okay? You'll notice that the title is kind of long. As a matter of fact, it's too long, 72 out of 60 characters. The way to fix that is click behind site title, back it up. You'll see the separator still there. Let's get rid of that too. And now we're at 50 of 60. Now, if your title is still too long, personally, I would shorten it up. You don't have to, but I would. All right, the next thing is your meta description. Now, your meta description is this little blurb below the title on a search engine result page. Now, what I've done is I've taken this from the first paragraph of my blog. All right, so now well, let's just do that again so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We'll get rid of what's there and we'll start new. What that's supposed to be is a description of what's in the blog, okay? And, oh, for crying out, this is where that little arrow comes in handy. Okay. So I paste it into there. I make sure it doesn't have too much text, like I had too much. Let's paste it in again. Okay. All right, so you'll notice that it's 174 out of 160. So what you want to do is just shorten it up, once again, by putting behind it, backspace. Okay. Then what I do is I make sure that my keyword is in my meta description because I typically would do this. Well, let me get rid of this first. I'm going to dispose of this. Okay, I would highlight my keyword right in my meta description so I know I've got it right. Sometimes you've spelled it wrong or something and that'll show up now. You hit enter. Okay, focus key phrase and SEO title. Well, we know that Fashion Evolution, there it is. Focus key phrase and meta description. Well, we just took it out of there, so we know it's there. Focus key phrase length. Well, we just shortened it up, so it's good. This one is always red. Don't worry about it. Focus key phrase and URL. It is in the URL, but for some reason, this is a flaw in all-in-one SEO, and they've yet to resolve it. Focus key phrase and introduction. Well, we know it's right away. As soon as you start reading the blog, the very first thing is our Fashion Evolution. So yeah. Focus key phrase and subheadings. I've got it in not all the subheadings. You should have it in about 30 to 50% of your subheadings. You'll see that Fashion Evolution, I have it here. Then I have fashion here, and then I have Fashion Evolution in the Millennium. Okay, so I've got all of my, about 30 to 50%. If it's more than that, that may be red and say it's in too many. I know a lot of the writers put it in every single header, and that's just not the right. Google sees it as keyword stuffing. 30 to 50% of your headers. Focus key phrase and alt image alt attributes that I've already showed you that in all of my photos, I have my woman wearing 1950s dress, fashion evolution. So we're good there. Okay. Now, once you finish that, then you come down to, you can put additional key phrases in. Honestly, I don't recommend it. It's trying to do too much with too little. So I would just stick to the one key phrase and that's it. However, if you want to put another one in, you do have that ability. Now it's going to give you the analysis of where you're right and wrong, okay? Basic SEO, focus key phrase and content, it's in there quite a few times. Focus key phrase and introduction, we've already seen. Focus key phrase and meta description, we know it's there. Focus key phrase and URL, it's there, it's red, it always is. I don't know why. Focus key phrase length, we know that's right. Meta description length, correct. Content length, there's enough. If it's not 200 or 600 words, you're going to get a red here. Okay, internal links. What an internal link is a link to our fashion passion. I satisfy this by putting by Kristen. This is a link to her Google page. So let's go visit her Google page. I'll remove the link and put it back in to make life easy. Okay, what I'll do is I want to see it as the world sees it. So we'll go to her. We will go to her what the world sees. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm highlighting the URL up top. Okay, let's break this link. Okay, so what you do is you highlight it, click the little chain, put in your web address, click the little arrow, and you're good to go. All right, now it also says that you should have an external link. I've done that already. I've photo credit Pinterest. You should have a couple of external links if possible. I mean, it would be good for me to write about, like if I was doing this exactly the way I'd want it, I would have put in a few links to the outside, maybe to good places like Wikipedia, things like that. So you can get some good external links there. But if you're writing about like an event, you might want, and the people that attended the event, you might want to link to their Instagram pages or to their maybe they have websites, so link to that as well. Okay. So we've got all that. Now the next thing is title. Focus key phrase in the SEO title. Well, we know it's there. There it is. Fashion evolution. Okay. Focus key phrase at the beginning of SEO. Well, it's right at the beginning. Title length. We know that's right. Now, this is a little tricky here, so I'll describe what each one of these things is, and then you guys can kind of figure it out for yourself. Image, videos, and content. They want images and they want videos. Okay. You can also embed videos. You can put in YouTube. But they want images, and at least 2 or 3 images in each blog. So when you write a blog, be sure that you're going to have 2 or 3 images to go with it. Paragraph lengths. Our paragraph should be no more than 150 words. They aren't. Sentence lengths. Sentences should be 20 words or less. Some will be more. It's natural to have a few that are more. Passive voice. Real tricky one to explain. Just read about it. It's online. What is passive voice? I don't usually get it right. It is good if you can get it right. For you really good writers, you can get that right. Transition words. Transition words are words like, he wore a jacket so he would not be cold. The transition word is the so. Okay, again, it's one of those things you got to look up. Kind of hard to write around that, but you know, it is one of the things that Google likes to see. Consecutive sentences. This is a weird one. You might have written before. Maybe you're doing something to promote a page. You know, our flour is the best flour on the market. Our staff works very hard to make sure that our flour is the best. So you started 2 sentences with the word our. 2 or 3 sentences with the same word is a problem. So do not start. If you see this, it means somewhere in the blog you have a few sentences with the same word starting it. It doesn't like that. Go and fix them. Subheading distribution. Once again, you should have a subheading before every paragraph if at all possible. Certainly as quite a few if not. Okay. Flush reading ease is really a matter of keeping it simple. All right. Shorter sentences, simple reading. Most people don't hit flush reading ease too well. I'm one of them. Okay, so that is it. This blog is ready to go. Oh, we forgot one thing. Down in the lower right-hand corner, you're going to see set featured image. Every blog needs to have a featured image or we're going to send it back to you. So let's upload a photo for our featured image. Same thing as before. We'll do 80s fashion here. What the heck? Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll try something else. That photo is not right. Well, let me change that photo so you can see how I do that. Nowadays, you're downloading photos and you're going to get the photo doesn't meet our format because there's all these crazy formats. There's WebP. I don't even know what this one is, but let's open it up. What you do is you open it with Paint, okay, and then just save it in a format that we support. File, save it as a JPEG. Everything supports JPEG. So 80s fashion JPEG, because you're going to get that more and more and more. Eventually we'll support all of these other crazy things, but right now it's just not the case. So let's upload. Let's go and try it again now that we've saved that. Okay, so we'll do 80s fashion JPEG. Boom. Still make sure you put in your, teens in 80s fashion let's go fashion evolution. Evolution. There we go. Okay. And that now we've got our featured image set. All right, so the next thing to do is to submit your blog for review, and you're good to go. If you have any questions, give us a holler. Thanks for watching.